And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us, and the legendary Shaquille O'Neal sitting alongside. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Charlotte Hornets at Time Warner Cable Arena. Looking at Charlotte, they're coming in off a win in their last game against the Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance.
And a look at the lights of Charlotte, North Carolina, sparkling in the sky. Just stunning. Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Last game for the Hornets, they picked up the W against the Pacers in Indiana.
And they did just what you have to do as a road team, guys. They never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Seemed like every time they took a punch, they had a counter.
You'll like this, Steve. Reverse spurtability, we call that. They had any defensive lapses, they immediately made up for it with some instant offense.
Now the starting group for Orlando. At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. And it's Payton in at the point guard.
Well, he is back playing in front of his hometown, and it's such a rush of adrenaline when you get the opportunity to do that. Of course, you got to deal with a lot of ticket requests from family and friends, but hopefully you put that in the back of your mind and you just use the support as motivation.
Lance Stevenson, a most improved candidate for the Pacers last season, he said vehemently that he was staying with the Pacers despite his impending free agency. But something must have changed. Not quite sure exactly what it was. He ended up taking a deal with the Hornets for less guaranteed money. I think partly driven to get to the end of that second contract quickly.
And the basket by Bogut. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Payton drives in. Now Vucevic really played well against the Clippers in his last outing. Here's Harris. That's good. Now here's Walker. Anderson with it. Pass to Walker. Fires the 3. That's good. Walker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And a lot of times his first quarter seems to dictate how big of a role he plays later on, and he's off to the good start.
It's Oladipo on the wing. He's guarded by Stevenson, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For the Orlando Magic, they come in off a good outing against Los Angeles.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
Harris dishes to Payton. Passes it to Oladipo. Vucevic setting the pick for Harris. Gordon with no one around. Another shot. Shot is no good. And Charlotte will come the other way. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
And I'll tell you what, even though they looked like the better team a year ago, they only managed to split in the season series.
Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Oladipo with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. Payton against Walker. Gordon with a screen on Walker. And Oladipo has it in the corner. Lock at 6. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that nice penetration too. And you've got an easy 2.
Good stuff there. He's able to. The execution really got him that look.
First quarter of action, under 3.5 minutes play. Clark, if you don't make the playoff, team you handled all right does. I mean, that gives you a little confidence. Those 8 seeds next time around.
Kevin, I think it should give you some confidence. I'm sure teams have that as their goal, getting to the playoffs, and they've shown us in the past when they've met up. This should be a lot of fun.
It's the Hornets now, following the bucket by Orlando. Henderson passes to Green. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Green's got his first 2 points of the night.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Here's Vucevic. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. Get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And it's rejected, and they're able to recover. Henderson kicks to Walker. They shoot again. He lays it in. Walker's got 5.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the board.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
The Magic have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well.
So much of Charlotte's struggles the last few years can be attributed to small things, but they cleaned up one of them last year. They rarely got themselves in foul trouble. They defended really solidly under Steve Clifford.
Payton gets the bucket.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
The kick out to Walker. Feeds it to Henderson. Stevenson outside. And it's Stevenson again missing.
Taking a look at some stats on Charlotte last year in regards to fouling, this team committed the second fewest fouls in the league overall.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Charlotte making a switch here. Biombo's checked in. Harris kicks to Gordon. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And again, it's Orlando converting. And Charlotte, Steve, was in good company as I believe the Spurs fouled the least.
Well, good teams never give away free points. And Charlotte has made a good habit of not putting teams on the line with lazy defense.
Magic leading by 3. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. Dictating the pace and making sure that pace is up-tempo is what he's hoping they can do in this one. He said, we're fast, we know it, and we're going to make sure they know it too.
And thank you for that, Doris. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, Gerald Henderson is not the most lethal outside shooter, but I really like the way he's learning to move without the ball. He's very opportunistic with his cuts whenever his defender turns his head.
Cody Zeller's checked in for the Hornets. Robert Covington comes in for Lance Stevenson. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Vucevic. Fry comes in for Gordon. Fournier's checked in for Oladipo. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Payton. The Magic have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. And Henderson most comfortable, it seems, Steve, shooting from the corners.
Yeah, like most players, Kevin, that's the easier shot, 22 feet instead of 23.9. He shot a good percentage from there. Not really a long-range shooter per se, which is why you didn't see him shoot effectively from the top of the circle or on the wings.
And now here comes Ridnour leading the break. Here's Fournier. And here is Zeller, averaging 6 points per contest. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Obviously, he's not afraid of physical play, but he still needs to play in control.
And he definitely wasn't in control that time. Everybody in the building knew it was an over-the-back call.
Maurice Harkless is checked in for Orlando. Orlando trailing here. Here's Fournier. 11-point game his last outing. Here's Harkless. Once again off the mark, Orlando. The Hornets have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. And he gets it to go. Covington's got his first bucket of the night.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Ridnour kicks to Fournier. Six on the shot clock. Now, here's Ridnour. Tight defense on him and a missed layup. Hornets leading by 3. Pass to Covington. And he misses the fast break layup.
Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Hey, Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
And it's Walker penetrating. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Charlotte making a switch here. Dallenberg's checked in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Samuel Dallenberg, a 6'11" shot blocker and rebounder. His numbers are solid, but he seems to have a way of wearing out his welcome with coaches. You notice he's played for 5 teams in the last 5 seasons.
And last season, Dallenberg, a bit of a stopgap for Dallas. He faced his share of critiques from Coach Carlin regarding conditioning, Clark, and focus.
In addition to that, somewhat turnover prone too, Kevin. He can pick up careless fouls as well, but when you're an athletic 6'11" and can make free throws and finish around the basket, you'll always have a home in the NBA.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Fournier's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Charlotte has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Covington. The shot's good on the assist by Walker.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
Here's Fournier, right now averaging 7 points a game. No good from the wing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Anderson with it, guarded now by Harkless. And that one's good. And now a 6-point Hornets lead.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Knocked loose, stolen by Walker. And Walker with a clear path to the hoop. And the jam by Gerald Henderson.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
And especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That pushes this lead up instead of going the other way.
Fournier, and the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. It's Charlotte. They're up by 8. 2K Sports back in a moment here at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte.
Tune in next Wednesday, November 26th. Paul George and the Indiana Pacers go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. Live from San Antonio. Hoops Action. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Charlotte.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And I like their aggressiveness, too, tonight because they're getting penetration, and that's allowing them to get some easy hoops.
Kemba Walker is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Dallenberg. Then there's Draymond Green. And it's Stevenson in at the 3 spot. So that's the Hornets 5. The Hornets have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Guys, this has been one of the weaknesses for this team all season long. They're shooting just 71% as a team.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Really, last season was just the second step in the aftermath that was the Dwight Howard trade for the Magic. Still trying to find a direction and acquire building blocks, and that does take a little time.
Here's Covington following the bucket by Orlando. Walker dishes to Dallenberg. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. In second, the Hornets.
You know, when your team has a lot of assists like these guys do, it basically is a